The verse.
Okay, so next time, then I will give opportunity to somebody else. Kushi, why don't you read the translation?
Those who are constantly developed and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Now we are going to go into our next verse. Again, I want raised hands so we can go 5 at a time. Okay, if you have not gotten any opportunities, I will be taking care of you first. All right. So we will go with Deena Krishna, Krishna Nayana, Jagadish, Kushi, and Akshita. So you will be reciting this verse. 1, 2, 3. So I think somebody's audio was not clear. Can we have somebody who has memorized the sloka say this verse?
Balram Mataji.
Balram, go ahead, Balram.
Deshamevanu aham ajnanajam tama nachayanyatma bhavastu jnanadibena basvata.
Wonderful memorization. Thank you so much, Balram. So now, those who have already said it, please lower down your hands. I'm going to go from Balarama, Ramachandra, Mukunda, Pratmesh, Samskriti, and Harini.
तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम् अहम् अज्ञानजं तमः नाशयामि आत्मभावस्तु ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. Mataji, you picked me again, Mataji.
Oh, did I? I'm so sorry. Balaram, I saw your last name, and since you didn't lower your hand, I just picked your name again. No problem. Thank you so much. That was so nice. Okay, and who wants to do the translation?
Can Samskriti?
Yes, Samskriti.
To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge, the darkness born of ignorance. Thank you, Mataji.
I don't think I hear you. Who's this?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now it's fine. Can you repeat it again?
To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Mataji, your camera's off and you're mute. Mataji, you're on mute.
Mataji, you're on mute.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, kids. Are you able to see this presentation?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so can we all do a quick recap before we understand what is in?
Yes. Yes. Mataji.
Okay, yes. So we saw this concept avyakta and vyakta, right? Avyakta is when it is not manifested, and when it is manifested, it is called vyakta. Okay. So we saw that Krishna is in the fire, Krishna is in water, Krishna is in land, Krishna is in sky and everywhere. He is in mind, he is in intelligence, he is in soul. Thus he is part, and so Krishna is everywhere. Simply we have to have that eyes to see him, and that is seen once our eyes is anointed with prema, then we will be able to see him. So we all understood this part, right? And in the cosmic manifestation, this is what is vyakta and what is avyakta. See, there is the just like the see there are 5 material elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. So when Earth and water is there already, but it is not manifested in the as the house, right? But the same combination, it becomes the skyscraper building. Okay, when they are just material elements, we will not be probably able to see them. But when we see in the form of a construction, then we can see it. That's what it means. And so we use the terms avyakta and vyakta to understand that when we see it in the form of a house versus when we don't see it in the form of a house, but just as a material element. Okay. When we see it just in the form of a material element, it is not manifested and hence it is called dash. What is it called?
Can you repeat it, Mataji?
When it is just in the form of a material element and not manifested, what is it called?
Avyakta.
Yakta.
Correct. No, no. That
Avyakta.
Ramachandra first, I think it was Ramachandra, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Ramachandra did say it is avyakta. So it is not manifested. But when you are able to see the house, it is manifested. And then that is called
Vyakta.
correct.
Vyakta.
Correct. Very good. Now we are going to talk about Krishna's all pervading nature. The Supreme Lord, Lord Krishna, pervades all time and space. He has no beginning and no end, no exterior or interior, no front or rear, and he is beyond sense perception, and that is why he is called Adokshaja. Mother Yashoda, considering him to be her own child, tried to bind him to a wooden grinding mortar with a rope. In other words, she tried to tie up with the cords of strong Prema, the all pervading Lord of all, who binds up with the ropes of Maya, who binds up with the ropes of Maya everyone from Brahma to the blade of grass. So he is all pervading. Okay, Supreme Lord, he is all pervading and he is everywhere. And that is why we have used the terms vyakta and avyakta. Sometimes we are able to see the Supreme Lord, but sometimes we are not able to see the Supreme Lord. Even though he is present, most, I mean, not sometimes, we are not able to see the Supreme Lord because we have no eyes that is anointed with prema. Once we are able to go to the stage of prema, then we will be able to see the Lord everywhere. Now, in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, he asked Krishna, Krishna, I want to know, even in being in the material world, I want to remember you and be able to see you everywhere. So can you please tell me, is there a way? Can you show me the way where I'll be able to see you everywhere in this material world? And
Hey
there
dear.
are and there are a lot of slokas in the 10th
Hey
chapter.
dear.
Aditya, Varun?
Varun is still muted.
Okay, who is? I'm so sorry. I keep calling his name, but is somebody having any questions? So that's when he says in Bhagavad Gita, see, if you are going to taste water, I am the taste in the water. If you are going to see the stars, I am the moon of the stars. So he just goes on to say that I am in of all the sacrifices, I am the Japa Yajna. Of the transcendental vibrations, I am Om. Of all the sages, I am Bhrigu Muni. Like that, he goes on to say about his greatness and opulence and how we can actually perceive him in this material world. So we should understand that Krishna is all pervading. Okay, kids? No, Mother Yashoda, we all know that it is the responsibility of the parents to
Hey dear.
the child. I don't know, I keep hearing some noise, really not able to focus. But can you all remain muted if that's okay? All right, thank you, kids. So we should understand that Yashodama was trying to uh, teach Krishna a lesson because she didn't want him to be engaged in the bad activity, and this is what is the love of a parent, and this is the
Mataji.
love. Yes,
I'm sad that you said I did that voice thing.
Varun. Varun, can you
Hmm?
listen to the class, ma?
I am.
Okay, please. I probably appreciate if there are no interruptions, but I thought that you were doing it. But whoever is doing it, please unmute and you. Okay, that way it will help others also who are listening in the class. So we also saw from Brinda Mataji's class that Mother Yashoda, she was trying to bind Krishna. The rope was always 2 fingers short. Okay. And one of the potencies of Krishna is called Vibhuta. Vibhu means big. It appeared in Krishna's waist. So the Krishna's, because the rope, Yashodama was tying the rope and always it was 2 fingers short, right? It appeared as if Krishna's waist was getting bigger, but when in reality, Yashodama was not able to see that Krishna's waist was getting bigger. Okay, but it invisibly it was happening behind the scenes. It was happening, and Krishna, due to his Vibhuta Shakti, was able to do that, and he was making it invisible to Yashoda. But still, the Vibhuti, actually, because of the Vibhuti only, Krishna's waist was getting bigger, and that was not actually perceived or seen by Mother Yashoda. So, what is it? Is it Vyakta or Avyakta here? Anybody?
Avyakta.
Avyakta. Avyakta or Vyakta? Avyakta, what is Avyakta? That which is not manifested. So here it is not manifested or seen by Mother Yashodama. That is why it is Avyakta. Okay? Can you all understand that?
Yes, Mataji.
Wonderful. So what does these 2 fingers represent? 2 fingers represent our endeavors
And
and
Krishna's
Krishna's
mercy.
mercy.
And Krishna's mercy.
What is it, Varun? Yes?
He
Yes,
said
Varun?
that there was an echo. He said that there's an echo.
I know. I really don't know what that is, but okay. So let's move on to our next slide. What happened in the story so far? What happened in the story? When Mother Yashoda started to bind Krishna, he got so angry that he breathed with a hissing sound. He started to call out Rohini. Aditya, can you join? Okay. Okay, so he got so angry that he breathed with a hissing sound and he started to call out, Roginima, Roginima, where have you gone? Where have you gone with Balaram? Because you are not here, Mother Yashoda is, she's troubling me and please come here quickly. But they were not there because they have gone to Pananda's home to attend a program. Because if Mother Rogini had been there, the situation may not have escalated to such a degree where Yashodama had to bind Krishna. Mother Rogini would have almost intervened and she would have pacified and normalized the situation. And that did not happen. Okay, that is what is being talked about in this slide. Moving on. So what happened? By hearing this, the other gopis, they all started to come and they said, has he done anything in your house now? Today, Kanna must have done something very mischievous in your house. He usually comes out to house to steal to our houses to steal butter. But when we complain to you, Mother Yashoda, you refuse to accept that Krishna would steal butter from other houses. But today, Krishna has done something naughty at this house and he is causing Mother Yashoda great anger. Mother Yashoda remembered what she said to them previously. She never believed that Krishna would go and steal in other people's house. Right? But now she herself is chastising Krishna. So this is what is conveyed through this slide. And then the gopis plead on behalf of Krishna, please release this boy. Consider him as if he was punished already. What great offense has he committed that you're trying to bind him? This is very, very common behavior of children. You should not bind Krishna for all this. This is very common. Why are you doing this, Mother Yashoda? Why are you being rude to Krishna? The motherly gopis always had unconditional love for Krishna, although they complained about Krishna every day to Mother Yashoda. Although Krishna would steal butter from their home, it always gave them immense pleasure and made them very happy. They wished that Krishna was his own son. Oh my God, it would have been very nice if Krishna was our son. This was their inner ambition. Now, in order to please them, Krishna personally took the role of their sons and fulfilled their desire. They enhanced the special love for Krishna by embracing him, feeding him, and Krishna tasted their breast milk as a nectarian beverage. While thus bewildering Brahma, he enjoyed the special transcendental pleasure created between the mother son himself. During Brahma Vimohan Leela, what happened? When Brahma actually took the cowherd boys and the calves, Krishna actually replicated himself, and he was actually behaving with the gopis as if he was their own son, and their joy multiplied millions of times because they were having Krishna as their sons. And they were like, how come I'm getting more attraction to my own son even more than before? They were wondering like that. And Krishna did not reveal that he was Krishna, right? He was acting as if it was he was their own sons. So this was the case that was happening with Brahma Vimohan Leela. Krishna is all pervading. And now, so we are going to see our part of the story. Mother Yashoda, so the gopis were teasing like this, and Mother Yashoda, she got more determined. She said, what are you talking about? Do you think I can't bind this small boy? I will try all day and use all the ropes in my house and somehow bind him. All the gopis were laughing along with Mother Yashoda as they were surprised to witness this miraculous event. Mother Yashoda said he was born at a wrong time, thus he doesn't know how to distinguish good from bad. So he has been maybe put under a spell. That is also another reason why he is behaving like this. So like this, Yashodama, she was trying to somehow be determined to bind Krishna. Okay, are you all clear with this so far, kids? Now we will move on to our part of the slide.
Mataji.
Okay,
Question.
great. Let me just let me share another that is today's class presentation, and we will see how it goes. Okay. Maybe I think okay. Are you able to see? Okay, let me.
No, Mataji, we're only seeing Yashodama tying Krishna.
You're
The
able to see
picture.
now, right?
In the first
We cannot still see.
Cannot
even
see.
presenting the first presentation.
Okay, fine. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Yes, Mataji, now we can see.
Okay, we will quickly try to go over this. Okay, so we have to understand this term Satya Sankalpa Sakti. Okay, what it is. So if you were to taste, I mean, in Srila Prabhupada, what he says is that God is great. So, but he asked this question: how do you know God is great? How do you test one's greatness? So if you say that this man is very great, there must be an understanding how you estimate that he is great, right? So how do you understand God is great? What is the calculation? How do you know God is great? In Bible, it looks like it is said, let there be creation and there was creation. So here is his greatness. He simply said, let there be creation and there was creation. So Lord, he just has to desire and that desire gets fulfilled. That is called Satya Shankalpa Sakti. Are you all with me, kids?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Wonderful. Brilliant. So now, can we do that? Can you see? So let there be chair. Can there be chair?
No. No.
Okay. Is it possible? No, right? Suppose you are the manufacturer of this watch, and can you say, let there be watch? And does the watch immediately come?
No, Mataji, we have to
No.
build it.
Yeah, we have to manufacture it. Therefore, God's name is Satya Sankalpa. Satya Sankalpa means whatever he thinks, immediately it is present. Okay, all he needs to do is just desire, it will be there. This is very important to understand because we will be using this term in today's class. Just like the modern scientists, they are trying to fly some space machine in good speed so they can go to different planets. So many scientists, America, Russia, and other countries, they're all trying, but they are not able to go. The Sputnik is coming back. But see, God's power. Millions of planets are just floating, right? Due to we know the three Vishnus, right? The Garbhodaksha, Shirodaksha, and Karnodaksha Vishnu. So due to their greatness, we see that the universes are all there, and this is God's greatness, and it's all source is Krishna. Krishna is the source, and we are able to relish his greatness because of that reason. He is able to do impossible possible, and all he has to do is just desire. Okay, that is his Satya Sankalpa Shakti. And now we are going to see that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has described the reason why the rope is getting shorter. When Yashodama was trying to bind Krishna, it was morning. Usually at the morning time, what will Krishna do?
Go play with his friends.
Correct. He will go and play with his friends. But at that time, all his friends had come and were looking through the window and calling Krishna, "Come, Krishna, come, let's play." Like that, they are calling. But what happened? What is happening with Krishna?
He's binded.
Yeah, Krishna wanted to go out and play with his friends, and this Leela Shakti acted according to his desire. When the Leela Shakti saw that Krishna wanted to go out and play, but his mother was going to bind him and stop him, the Leela Shakti thought, "Oh, who can bind the Lord?" Thus, his Shakti was sent to appear in the waist of Krishna. As a result, whatever amount of rope was used, it was always short. Can you all understand, kids? So now Krishna, he has a desire now to go and play with his friends. And we saw that Satya Sankalpa Shakti means all he has to do is desire and his desire will be fulfilled. Just like that. Even creation, which involves millions of universes, it will all just be created if he just desires. It will all be annihilated if he just desires. Just in a second, it will all be done. And now he wants, his desire is now to go and play with his friends, and his Leela Shakti thought, oh, that is the desire of the Lord, and that's not what is happening here. Mother Yashoda, she is trying to bind Lord Krishna. So what am I supposed to do? Whatever effort she is going to put in, I'm going to make sure that it's not going to happen. Okay, and that is the reason Vishwanath Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives. Okay. Moving on to the next slide, Mother Yashoda thought, "Alas, the size of my son's waist is only as big as my palm. I have used ropes that are hundreds of meters long, and still it is not sufficient to bind this boy. Surprisingly, though, I don't see his belly growing in size. The second surprising thing is, every time I'm about to knot the rope, it is exactly 2 fingers short. What is going on?" We also saw from our previous lesson from Vrinda Mataji that Vibhuta means big, and due to the potency or the Shakti of the Lord, Yashodama was not able to see the waist of Krishna growing, right? And it's all his Leela Shakti that is coming into play along with his desire, which says that I need to go and play out with my friends, right? All this is combined, and Yashodama is seeing that his belly is not growing in size, and it's always two fingers short. What's going on? Like that, she's surprised. Now the neighboring ladies, they come. After using all the ropes in your house, the small waist of this boy could not be bound. This indicates his good fortune. Destiny has dictated that he will not be bound. Oh, Yashoda, please refrain from this endeavor. He's not going to be bound, Yashodama. Why are you trying so hard? You have used all the ropes that is there in your house. It's nothing is going to work. Stop this endeavor and refrain from binding Krishna. Like that, she was being told, Yashodama. Hearing this from the ladies, what did Mother Yashodama do? She became more stubborn and thought, "Today I will try to bind this boy, even if it takes till evening. And I have used all the ropes in this village, but I will see that the boy's belly is tied up. I have I have to know the size of his waist." In this mood, Mother Yashodama, the greatest well-wisher of the son, would not give up the effort to bind Krishna. Okay, she's not going to give up the effort. She says, even though the neighbors are discouraging her, "Don't do this endeavor. Please refrain from this act. It's not going to happen. You have tried so many times. You have used so many ropes, but nothing is working. So please refrain from this act." Like that, she was being cautioned. but still she's not going to listen to them. In fact, her I mean her she in fact her endeavor to do bind Krishna got increased after the neighbors commenting that way. Okay, she became more stubborn, and she said, even if it takes the whole village, the ropes of the whole village, I'm not going to stop this endeavor. I'm going to do this effort till evening.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Um, how did Mother Yashoda get to know that? How did she get that thought in her mind that his belly is not growing, even though she doesn't even know the
Yeah, she doesn't. She actually, that's what she's saying. See, I don't see that his belly is growing in size, but still I'm not able to bind him, and I'm not able to understand the reason what is going on with him. And every time it is two fingers short. So she's not able to see that because of the Lord's potency. The Lord's potency has made her hide that view. Are you with me? Did your question get answered?
Yes, thank you, Mataji.
Sure. Okay.
Mataji,
Yes, Harini.
uh, uh, um,
Hari.
uh, like, I, I have a question too.
Yes, go ahead, Harini.
Uh, um, why was the rope why was the rope 2 fingers short every time when she died?
Yeah,
Krishna.
that is also due to the potency, the Shakti of the Lord. He wants to, give her the two finger shot because of the two reasons that we are going to see. That is what I'm going to explain now. Why it is
Mataji,
two? Mm.
Okay,
and then
Mataji.
after that, Krishna, because he feels bad, doesn't he let Yashoda um make her be able to tie him up?
Yes, that's what we are going to see now. Why is allowing Yashoda to tie him up? Okay, can we see that? So that two finger shot was that her endeavor was not sufficient. Okay. So, like in Krishna consciousness, we have to put in more endeavor. If we have to perfect our life in Krishna consciousness, is it enough if we chant one round or two round, or just say, out of the 50 years that you live, is it okay to just say Hare Krishna and be done? That way, would you be able to perfect unless you
No.
do it offenselessly? We cannot, right? We have to do offensive chanting. We are all doing offensive chanting, and with the offensive chanting, do you think we can just say Hare Krishna and go back to Krishna?
No.
No, it's not
It's
possible.
not
So
possible
Krishna,
at all.
Krishna, he looks for our endeavor.
Oh,
Yes,
Krishna.
Krishna, he looks for our endeavor. Okay, the two finger shot was that her endeavor was not sufficient, meaning Yashodama's endeavor was not sufficient. She had to endeavor more and more to Lord's satisfaction and please the Lord. So once she pleases the Lord, Krishna will say, I'm really appreciative of Yashodama's endeavor, and I'm going to make me bound in the mortar. Okay, that's what Krishna will say once he is pleased with our efforts also. Once he is pleased with you, he will say, okay, Varun, okay, Mukund, okay, Ramachandra, okay, Harini, you have all done a very good job of pleasing me. So you have perfected your life and you can go back to Godhead. Like that, Krishna will say. All right. So likewise to all the children, if we are all working really very hard, endeavoring very hard to please Krishna, to please your Guru Vargas, then Krishna will see, oh, this boy is trying to please the Vaishnavas. He is trying to serve the pure devotees of the Lord. He is trying to serve his spiritual master. He is trying to serve all the Vaishnavas in Bhakti Sangha. So I'm very pleased with him. Let he advance in Bhakti. And once he slowly advances, then he will be able to perfect his life, and he will be able to serve in the spiritual world. Okay, that is what happens. So now Krishna finally helped Yashoda as she was helping herself, endeavoring to tie Krishna. So Krishna, the Yashodama, did she give up? She said, no, whatever it is, I am not going to give up. Even when the gopis discouraged, did Yashodama give up?
No, Mataji. I have a question.
That made her
Yes.
more stubborn.
Yes, that made her more stubborn. Very good. Yes, what is the question?
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead. I'm not able to hear you, Samskriti.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. I
Yeah,
couldn't. Yeah, I'll be done in a minute, Mataji.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the last slide.
Up when
Samskriti, can you type your question because we are not able to hear you, Samskriti? Thank you, dear.
The chat is disabled.
Okay, thank you. So, what are the two things?
can you
Krishna's
hear me
mercy
Endeavor and mercy.
and the devotee's endeavor. Two
Endeavor.
things are required, and hence it is two finger shot. Okay. And finally, what did he do? If you are so much determined, go ahead and tie me. Then she was finally able to tie Krishna. This is what happened with her. Okay. If you keep trying and keep on trying, Krishna will be very satisfied. And once he is satisfied with your endeavor, he will say whatever, whatever he is pleased with, he will say, okay, let your desire be fulfilled. Okay. Accordingly, he'll fulfill your desire. And through our constant endeavor, we will also be able to perfect our lives and go back to Godhead. Okay. Okay, kids. With this, we will conclude today's session, kids. And then I'm going to now hand it over to Ratna Mataji for her to continue with her other class. We were going to see this, but maybe for next time. Okay. Thank you, kids. Thank you so much for your patience and good listening. Samskriti, if you put your
Mataji?
question on the chat, yeah.
Mataji, what is slide 16 about?
The slide 16 was just about, who wins the argument with your parents. Do you win or your parents win? How do you feel? How do you react? Which of the two is better? So I was going to discuss that. Because of the lack of time, we will not be doing it.
Mataji,
Maybe
it's okay, Mataji, because it looks interesting. So you can go ahead like 5 more
Oh,
minutes.
Mataji, no, Mataji. You always have two interesting stories, so I'll let you take over, and maybe we will see it in the next class. We always have time, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Radhika Mataji. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa
कृपा
sindhubhyo
सिन्धु भैरव च
vaishnavavibhyo
पतितानां
वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमो
नमो
नमः
नमः
Govinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada
माताजी
ki
हरे
jai,
कृष्ण
Right.
Radhika
माताजी
Kasturi
Hare
Mataji
Krishna.
ki
Thank you,
jai.
kids.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
थैंक यू
Vinita
वेरी मच
Mataji.
माताजी
Thank you,
Hare
Vinita.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ratnavalli Mataji, welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna Ratnavali Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Mataji, can you hear
Yes, we can hear you.
Mataji, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's Samskriti, right?
Because yeah, before they said they couldn't hear me, so
Yes. Now we are able to hear.
Ratnavalli Mataji, can I take 1 minute?
Yes, Mataji.
Vinita Gandharika Mataji, did we wish Shri Krishna yesterday? For his
Shri
birth?
Krishna. No,
Shri Krishna, are you
Mataji.
there on call?
yes, Mataji, I am.
Yeah, it was his birthday yesterday. Was it your birthday yesterday, Shri Krishna?
Yes, Mataji.
Hari bol.
Hari bol.
Mataji, can you
Sorry,
focus
Sri
on him,
Krishna,
Mataji?
we forget it.
Happy
Can you highlight on him, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, yes.
Krishna
To
conscious.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
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 birthday
Birthday, dear
Shri
Shri
Krishna.
Krishna.
Happy
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 birthday
birthday
to
to
birthday to
you.
you.
Gee,
you.
for you know how to say happy
Thank
birthday?
you.
Like my dad said, like
Shri
you could say
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna
Thank you,
to
Mataji and
you,
Prabhu.
Hari bol.
Hare
How
Krishna
old are you, Shri
to
Krishna?
you. Hare
Krishna.
Mataji, could I
Krishna, how
play
old
the
are you?
piano?
Hare
Hare
Krishna to
Krishna
you.
to you.
How old are you, Shri Krishna?
I'm 10, Mataji.
Can we clap 10 times? Everyone? 1, 2,
1, 3,
2,
4,
3,
5,
4,
6,
6,
7,
6,
8, 9,
7,
10.
8,
9.
10.
Yay!
Hari
Yay!
bol.
Happy birthday, Sri Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Uh, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Ratnavalli Mataji, you can take over Mataji.
Sure, thank you so much. Happy birthday. Please share my screen. I don't know whether. Okay. Now we will come back to the moral stories. Today we will be discussing 2 moral stories. And let me. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Now we'll go to that first moral story. Yeah, you can complete. Okay. The river aunt. So how we will be seeing what is the knowledge, why knowledge is very important, and without false without ignorance we should not do anything. I mean, with ignorance we should not do anything. Only with knowledge only we have to do. So we will talk about that. This one day, like this person, this boy is there, right? The boy is orphaned, so he doesn't have mom and dad. He has only his aunt, so she's taking care of him very well, like with good meals every day, and school, sending him to school, and giving all much attention. So she was saying, eat more my son, the sweets are made with pure ghee, so eat more, how much ever you want, you do. And she's pampering him a lot. Then, all of a sudden, the boy, he was going to school and he got a bad association. So he was doing all kinds of bad habits. So, but even the aunt knew about it from the teachers, they have complained and so many things. But she didn't do anything because out of sentiment that if I say anything to the boy, he might feel bad, and because his parents are also not there, he might really feel bad. So I don't want to offend him. So like that, the aunt really kept quiet. So she didn't do anything. And the boy thought, oh, everything, whatever I'm doing is right. So I'll just continue doing it. Then, after some years passed by like that, and all of his, in due course of time, he became a thief. So he should earn the money because his aunt stopped earning the money. So when his chance came, he started doing robbery. So that's a very bad thing, right? So it's a very, because of bad association, he became like that, like this, and now he became a thief. So he was bringing all kinds of jewels, money, gold, everything to his aunt, and he was giving her. And that aunt was also very happy. So he was like, oh, I like that red ruby necklace very much. So she was encouraging even more, like, what you're bringing is so nice. And he was like saying, auntie, please take it. This is just a gift. So please take it. And he was giving all those money. Then he was like, the aunt was like, encouraged him. And she was saying, oh, what great son, you're doing very great job without any labor. That means that hard work, you're getting so much of money and jewels and gold. This is really awesome. You just continue what you're doing. Like that she encouraged, but she didn't condemn, saying that no, this is very bad, you should not do it. Like that she didn't even say a word. So what happened one day, so one day, uh, what happened, the boy became actually a murderer because he wants to get some money, but the money, with the stranger, there is no money, or he was not willing to give. So he murdered him. So like that, the murdering is like very bad crime. So ultimately police caught him, and they sentenced to be hanged. So that means that that's a uh, final punishment he got. So he was really repenting a lot. Sitting in the jail, he was like repenting, what I did, and why I came into this position. Then So after a few months or years, I think years, so that the jailer came and said that you're about to be hanged. Do you have any last wish? So he was asking. So he told, yes, I wanted to see my aunt who has taken care of me all my life. So he asked that, and they called his aunt, and his aunt was crying a lot because she was like, kept all her love, and she gave her full affection to the boy. But now boy is in very unfortunate situation, so she cannot help anymore. So she was crying a lot, and then he asked that boy, aunt, please come close to me. I want to tell you an important secret in your ears as my last wish. So she agreed and she leaned towards the boy. And when she leaned, immediately he bit his her ears, and she was like crying with so much of pain. No, wait, what you're doing? Leave me, please let me go, and kind of. And then he said that, my dear aunt, instead of showing your so-called affection, you should have chastised and corrected me. Because you did not do so, I lost everything. So he was repenting because so many days he was in the jail, right? He was saying, I was like, repent. Instead, like, when I was in the school and when I had a bad association, if you have just corrected me then only, then I would have been, in a very good position now. But now I have lost everything in my life, even my life also. So if you would have showed me that right path, I would have not, I'd not be here where I am today. And you wouldn't have have to lament over the loss of your ear either. So he was saying like that. And so the main thing is, moral of the story is, we should not, the acts of charity should not be performed in knowledge, not in ignorance. So that's why we should always act in knowledge but not in ignorance. When it is right, we have to act on it, but when it is wrong, we should not do that, and also not encourage others to do it. So that's the first moral story. Okay, now we will go to the second one. This is regarding the soul. Why we have to, why actually we need to care of the soul but not the body. We'll know in detail why we are discussing about soul each and every class, why we have to surrender to Krishna, and like that. So the lady and the bird.
I know the story.
Yeah, there lived an old lady who had a beautiful song bird in a cage. So the bird is so nice, and it's like a nightingale, so it sings so nicely. So the she kept in a gold, that cage, beautiful cage. Then she says that she loves her dear little bird in the cage. So she used to always say that, wow, such a nice bird in a lovely cage. And the bird sings so nicely. I really love this music, and kind of. The lady was very delighted to listen the bird happily chirping, singing, and bright. Then the lady was pleased with her bird, but neither realized about the imprisonment of the bird nor she understood the bird's need. So she forgot about even she has to feed the bird. She was always thinking that, wow, this really, the cage is really beautiful. It has a nice yellow flowers and green leaves. And the bird is happy because it got flowers and all the decorating items around it. Seeing that only, the bird is singing. Like that, she was thinking, and she was actually dusting every day, each and every day, so that the cage shines. And the bird, she forgot to even give water to the bird. So one day she was like, the she was doing that, and slowly the bird voice got little down, like, it's getting, if you don't feed a person or any animal for a long time, it will be like, energy will be gone, and the words also won't be coming. So like that, it is, the bird really lost its energy, and the bird is gasping and chips faintly. So the song is not coming anymore, but he twitches his little wings and dreams of singing high in the air to the last bit of his life, because it wants to go away, because it's not getting food, it's not getting water. So at last it wants to just go out of that window and out of that cage. So like that, it was eagerly doing that one day. But the bird lady totally neglected. Even the bird's voice is really decreasing, and yeah, it saw its weakness, but the old lady neglected it. So after a while, the bird died, so without anything. So next day she cried so hard that, why this bird died. I cleaned the cage so to keep it always shiny and bright, and thus keep the bird cheerful. Oh, why the fate is being so cruel. She didn't even realize that it has to be, she has to feed the bird. She was always thinking about the outer appearance of the cage. Then she thought about the fate, and tears flows from her eyes. She thought the bird will soon be restored, but the bird already left her. The soul in the body of the bird is already left. So how can it come? No, right? So then, oh, what a pity! It's far too late. She lost the bird that she adored, and the soul of the bird has already left, and she is mourning for her bird, not knowing that the soul of the bird has entered into a new body to be reborn. So it's already, the soul went and born, because it was always thinking about going outside and flying the free, right? So in the free world, the soul went and took birth. So like that, we also will be always thinking, our soul really needs the food of Krishna and the devotion of Krishna. But what we do, we just decorate ourselves, we just superficially maintain ourselves, and so many things we'll do, polish, to make up everything, so that we want our body to be looking so good. But what we are doing, we are neglecting our soul, inner soul, the inner happiness. How we'll get? When we do chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, then only will our soul will be very happy, and then that is the food for the soul, nothing else. So the food for the soul is just serving the Krishna and say Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Then it will be really, really very energetic, and then with the inner happiness we'll be always happy. So the story of moral story is, one should not be so busy taking care of the body that he forgets to take care of the needs of the soul. So this is the second moral. So any questions? I see many
Mat-
hands raising, but yeah.
uh, um, Mataji, this is Harini, and
Yeah,
I have a question.
sure.
Uh, uh,
Hmm?
like like why was the lady not take caring of the inside of the bird, like the soul?
Yeah, so she's so ignorant, right? So she was thinking that, okay, the bird only needs to live, that's all. No, she thought that this bird to sing, to make the bird sing, all the atmosphere, that is the cage, beautiful, give her a beautiful flowers and everything, that's all. That will make the bird very happy. She's so ignorant. She forgot that she has to, the minimum common sense is also gone, that she has to feed the bird, even at least water. She totally forgot about that. So unfortunate, right? So bad. That's why we should not be like that. Okay?
Okay, Mataji.
Thank you. Anything else?
Mataji, this is Samskriti. I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't at the And didn't the woman at the end say to Lord that why'd you do this to my bird?
Yeah, so she was like here in the slide, if you can see, she was mourning, crying a lot, saying that why the fate has done to this. Like she thought about the fate and tears flowing from her eyes. She was cursing the fate, saying that what happened, what did I do wrong, why did this happen to me, why all the bad things happen to good people, like that. We sometimes, when we have certain bad things happen in our life, right, we'll be crying like, why bad things always happen to the good people, why only me, that question will come. But we'll forget that what mistake we have actually done. We totally ignore that. She's also ignoring that I didn't feed the bird, at least I should have given water, but I didn't even give that. She forgot totally her duty also. Like that, she was cursing the fate. Fate is nothing but, like, she was doing with all the god and everything, like that. Right.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. I think it's already 8:14. Yeah.
No. I have a question.
Sure.
So, Mataji, if I wear nice clothes, if I decorate myself nicely, and I spend all my time in taking a bath and purifying myself outside, will I be pure?
No, Mataji. So, uh, even though we decorate ourselves and, being in a cleanly house and, cleanliness ourselves, that is not just as a mode of goodness, that's all. But until unless we feed the soul, that feeding the soul is nothing but serving, using this body, the clean body, to serve Krishna by offering him and by praying to him and by serving him, our soul will not get purified.
So, chanting will purify my soul, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Yes. Chanting is the main thing, like Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So if we just chant, our heart will be cleansed and we'll tend to go back to Godhead, Krishna. It's all Krishna's mercy and our endeavor, as Radhika Mataji was saying in the previous class, right? So it's all our endeavor and Krishna's mercy. We'll go
Thank you,
back.
Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Such beautiful slides and wonderful explanation. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Mataji, we can end the class now. It's already 8:15.
Okay, Mataji.
Thank you.
One,
Vancha.
one chapel.
Hare Krishna.
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
Krishna
Mataji,
Vaishnav
it
Vrinda
is
ki jai.
5:15,
Ratnavalli
not
Mataji ki jai.
10:15.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Hare
Hare Bol.
Hare Bol.
Hare
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Bye bye,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.